Hey everybody, welcome to Cards and Sharps. How y'all doing? Good, glad to hear it. Alright, we have a steel wheel. This is going to be the F40 Piercer. And I'll show you when I get it out here. There's some differences. This is the F40-61. There's a couple other iterations of this knife that there's some differences and it's about 40 bucks difference or so. But there you have a steel wheel piercer. And the biggest difference, we're going to go right into it, is this one on this side is titanium, and this side is G10. Now they do make one that is G10 on both sides, and I believe in the one that's G10 is going to be a liner lock, where this one is a frame lock, and you have that nice titanium frame lock, so you get a good solid lock up. It's almost goes to 50% there, so very good lock up, good feel to it as well. So let's have a look at the steel wheel piercer. From what I've been able to find out, this one is a collaboration of steel wheel and a knife designer named Tommaso Rumisi. And it's a little different. If you've seen some of the steel wheels, most of the ones I've looked at before, you get kind of a FRN type scales. It's kind of a thick, a lot of chunkiness, kind of plasticky feel to it. And I've seen this one, pictures of this one. Had not seen one live. I hadn't seen much of anything live with no knife shows or anything like that going on very much. And you don't generally find these around here in most of your sporting goods or knife dealer shops or anything like that. So had not been able to see one of these in live and in person. But this other steel wheels like the Cut Jack and some of them others, they've good popular knife, and I really like those. Seem to be a good quality knife. D2 steel, it's not a low end steel. It's a good usable steel, and this is D2 as well. Nice, robust, hardy steel. Not too terribly difficult to sharpen. Doesn't hold edge as well as your premium steels, but it will hold up to a lot of work. And biggest thing is you just want to make sure you keep it clean and dry, because D2 will corrode fairly easily. Alright, so let's look at some of the specs on that. Your overall length is 7.625 with a 3.25 length on the blade, with a 3.125 cutting edge, so you just have just a little bit of a sharpening tool in there. So most of that blade length is going to be business end. Blade thickness is, they're saying 0.10. We'll just verify that. So up here at the base, you're at 3 point, and then you get down here and where it tapers, it's 1 there, and then the overall blade thickness down here in the middle is about 2.45. Handle length is 4.5, which is right in that range I like. I like 4 to 4.5. Seems to fit on the design. Seems to fit my hand the best. The handle width is 1 inch, and the thickness is just under ½ inch, 4.48. The weight, and this is where this kind of falls into that price range it is with a good quality knife, and it's still not overly heavy. This one comes in at 3.94, so it's tad under 4 ounces, and you're getting pretty good size knife there for sub 4 ounces. So really, I think that's going to be a nice fill in the pocket, especially with that deep carry pocket clip. It is ambidextrous on the clip. You can just, it screws in here at the base, and you just flip it around and you can have the clip on the other side. Tip up only, which is preferred, and you can see it's kind of two-faced. You got G10 on one side, you got the titanium on the other. I love the look of titanium knives and the feel. The feel of titanium just feels really nice, and it also gives it strength without being too heavy. And then that frame lock just feels really nice. Locks up real nice. No play at all in the blade, and the centering is, you can see, dead on perfect. Now these are a Chinese-made knife. Stillwell is an American company, I believe, but though I'm not 100% sure. But it's still, we know, we those of us that have handled a lot of knives know that you can get some good quality out of China. It just depends on the design and how much effort they put into it. This one is going to retail in the $110 range, so this is not a cheap knife, but it does stack up pretty well with some of the $110 range type knives I've looked at. I'd like to see maybe something a little bit higher end still when you get in that price range. Now they do have to cut back somewhere since they are using that titanium, and the finish and fit workmanship just seems to be spot on. There's no sharp spots at all anywhere on that finishing, and it just feels really nice in the hands. Got a little bit of jumping here on the back, so you feel in control, and that could just be a good I think like it'd be a pretty good all-around just pocket knife, and not too heavy. Does take up some real estate. It's not a thin knife, but you do get a good slicey blade. I think this would be a good for everyday carry, or that would be able to handle bigger jobs if you need it to, and one that you can put in your pocket, carry around every day, going to the movies or wherever you might go, and then next day throw it in your pocket and you go out to the woods, go fishing, hunting, or whatever, and it's going to serve you well there. Just be sure and keep that blade dry and clean. So there you have the Stillwell Piercer. That is probably, this is definitely my new favorite Stillwell knife, and the G10 is nice. G10, good texturing, has a good feel to it. Hand fits it real nice, but I think with just G10 scales on both sides with a regular frame, you're just like, yeah, it's just like many other knives out there. But to me, that titanium and frame lock just gives it just a little nicer feel and quality to it that kind of puts it in a more desirable area for me than just a basic knife with G10. I still would like it if it's just the G10, but you've got so many knives that will fit that bill that it does not, that's what makes it stand out, I think, in the group. All right. Been playing with knives lately, so have Band-Aid on my thumb. Otherwise, I'd give that hole a try to see how well it flicks. It's not real broke in yet, so easy to roll it out there. And then the liner lock, frame lock, I mean, easy operating. But you do have a pretty nice hole there to for flicking. It is a little sharp in there now that I'm really looking at that. So you might feel that when you dig your thumb in there to flip it open, especially until it gets broken in good. And it flips pretty easy, because if you haven't put much effort into it, I think you're going to feel that sharpness there. So that's an area I think they should have probably taken a little more care and detail in. But otherwise, not a bad looking knife, and feels really nice as well. There you have it, the steel wheel piercer model F40-61, and we'll see you guys next time.